In this video, let us learn delete API. The delete API removes the existing resource permanently from the database. So again, we can go to our IntelliJ project and stop this the execution of the project. The Spring Boot project, we need to stop it. And next, we need to go to service and we need to write an abstract method. The abstract method is void because we don't need to return any value. Delete department. We need to pass integer id as a parameter. Depending upon your id, integer id, it has to delete the department resource from the server. Now save this particular changes. Again, go to department service IMPL. In department service IMPL, we need to implement the delete department method. The delete department, if id is not available, so it has to throw exception. If id is available, it has to provide. So we need to copy the same code only what we have written previously for get specific department or modify update department. So here now we need to provide repository dot delete. So we need to pass entity object as a parameter. Yes, anyhow we returned entity object. The same object we need to pass as a parameter to delete the department. Save this particular changes. So currently if repository dot find by id, if id is available, it returns the department entity object. If it is not available, then it provides an exception. So then the same department object we need to pass as a parameter to delete method in order to delete it permanently from the database. So now we can go to controller @delete mapping departments. We need to provide path variable. So public response entity. So currently the delete method is not returning any value, but it has to be written string because we need to provide a meaningful value. Delete department by id. So we need to pass integer id as a parameter. So now by using dpt service dot delete department id, we can able to delete it. So now we need to return an string because the delete department by id, it returns a response entity in the form of string. So there is a new response entity. So we need to provide http status dot OK, and we need to provide the string message the department id has deleted from the database successfully. So we need to provide this kind of message. The department ID 10 or 1 has deleted from the database successfully. So now we can estimate the endpoint now. So http localhost colon 9091 port number API/v1. There is a request mapping. We are provided the same thing and department with ID. Suppose if I can provide a 3, it is going to delete the third department ID. Now save this particular one and execute our Spring Boot project and go to Postman. We can create one more request. Delete specific department test case. So we can copy paste the same URL now, and we can specify here, and if we can execute method, because the method we need to select as a delete. As soon as we can execute, it has to provide the, so what it's telling, it's telling internal server error. So it is not able to delete. So again we can investigate localhost 9091 API v1 departments 3. So again we can go to our, so it's telling currently, it's telling the department ID has deleted from successfully. Okay, we provided delete department ID. So we haven't started the server. Again we can start our stop and rerun. Yes, we can stop and rerun now. So we can go to service. So void delete department integer ID we are passing. Implementation class, yes, we are passing the same. If ID is available, it has to return the entity object, department entity object. Otherwise, it has to provide an exception message. And we are deleting based on the entity object. Then controller also we are using the calling the same method, and we are returning the response entity status with body we are returning. So now if we can execute the method one more time, delete. So have we written the appropriate annotation delete mapping? Yes, we have written the delete mapping properly. Now if we can execute, so it is clearly telling the given ID must not be null. It's telling the given ID must not be null, but we have provided ID properly. So here, so we are not provided the path variable at the rate path variable we need to provide. We are missing this path variable in our controller delete department by ID. Because of this reason, our ID become a null value only. So again, stop the server one more time. Again, run our Spring Boot project one more time. Since we are missing the path variable, that's the reason the ID it become a null value only. Now if we can execute the Postman, it should execute successfully. Yes, the department ID 3 has deleted from database successfully. Thank you.